seeing God in heaven and the aid necessary between now and then. That's the core of hope, is the desire or the one day being in the beatific vision with God and the aid we need between now and then to get there. Okay, so why is a hope such a big deal in this day and age, more stressed than other virtues that we have seen in the past? And I'd say this: there's some sense in the world today that we're just further away from that beatific vision than we have been in the past. That there's something about the world today that's causing us some kind of anxiety. Maybe it's identified and maybe it's unidentified. It's just below the surface, or it's deep down there, or something's amiss, something's not right. And so the human race is hoping then for something else. And an interesting aspect of that is, materially, the world couldn't be better off. I mean, the square footage of housing per person in a house, and all of the cars and all of this material stuff and the money that's there and all that, but there's still something that's seriously off and wrong. And so there's hope for a better something, a hope that God would be a part of us. So then, if I got a minute, I want to speak about the Blessed Virgin Mary. What's the deal with Mary appearing in Medjugorje? Or what was the deal with her appearing at Fatima or Lourdes or Guadalupe, etc.? And this goes back to the nature of prophets. So in the Old Testament, the prophet, there are 18 prophets in the Old Testament. Think Jeremiah and Joel and Isaiah and all the rest, etc. And what's the thing about the prophet? The prophet rises up in the midst of a faithless generation. Jeremiah is thrown in the dungeon. They try to kill Elijah. Daniel thrown into the pit with the lions. What is it about these guys? Everyone recognizes this one is God's chosen one. But the presence of God is with this one. That means God is present to us in this person. And then the prophecy piece is, the person is saying, and God is present in the future. I am going to give you now information about the future that God has shared with me, and God is in the future too. And so this is hope. People are saying, I have hope. This person dwells with God, and this person is speaking about a future with God, etc. And there's one other piece to this, that it must be that our generation or our time right now is not with God. That's why God is raising up the prophet in our midst, the Micah and the Baruch and all the rest, is because the rest of us just have lost God. But the prophet has got God, and God dwells there and in the future with us. So this gets to the Blessed Virgin Mary. With John the Baptist and his beheading, that was the end of the Old Testament prophets. And now the prophet of the new dispensation until the second coming of Christ is the Blessed Virgin Mary. And she has been appearing for 2,000 years. And those apparitions have accelerated exponentially in the last 5 centuries to almost a hyper pitch globally, because she's saying that there's something profoundly wrong with the world as it is today. What we already sense, that's why we're drawn to the virtue of hope, that there's something about this day and generation. I'm longing for God in another time, in another place, etc. And so she's coming as the prophet of Jesus Christ, who in the New Testament, she's very quiet. She's a hermit. But now God is sending her to say, where she is, there I am. And she is coming to give witness that there is something about our generation that has lost God, and there is a future with God, with Jesus, etc. And so this is an amazing time to live, that God would send his mother, not just raise up a Father Nathe or whoever, but the mother of God, who is immaculately conceived and the greatest creature that God had ever created, to come to the world and to say, you're right, that anxiety that you feel, that angst that you feel about this world and generation, you're right to believe that, because we have fallen into darkness. And she comes with that light of Christ to say, where I am, here is God, and you come to me, and I'm going to bring you to my son, and my son is in the future as well, and the future looks so much better than today.